Well, hello there, friends and family. So glad to see you again. Glad you could stop by the old home place. And I'm sure the lighting's not so great. We're finally mostly overcast. Did get some rain early yesterday. Some of y'all who watched my Rattlesnake pole bean crock pot cooking video could probably hear that thunder in the background. And that's the first rain we've had in 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna love my water bill. But that's just part of living in Deep South and trying to grow something during this trying time, midsummer, because, it's July the 26th, 2020. But we're gonna do a little quick walkabout. Of course, nothing with me is ever quick, I'm just an old southern boy. We're a little bit slow. And as, some point out, rather derogatorily, we're slow in a lot of areas, so I might tend to disagree with that. So I'm going to start over here at my figs. Okay, let's take a look at them. So here we are at my fig, and you can see it's still got tons of figs on it. Sure does. And they're just starting. Woo, some of those might be ready right there. Yep. I think that one is. Woo, look at that. Brown, purplish. That one's ready. If you don't mind, I'm going to try it. See, it's right here. Oh, sorry to eat in front of y'all. I'll share one with you. But look at that. That is tasty. Oh yeah. Walking out in the yard, around the property, and picking a fig and eating it. Of course, now it's sprinkling rain. It just don't get no better than this. We got more ripening up right here. And of course, I got my Goo and Cleo tagging along. Now here the last few days, oh, there's some more starting to ripen up. There's another one right there. Let me feel it. Yeah, that might be ready. Let's see. We'll give it a try. Y'all taste this one and let me know what you think. Oh yeah, I can see you got a nice one too. I hope y'all are enjoying it. So we might have to get under cover here. And there's Spooky. Like I told you, he comes along, but he's keeping his distance. But unless it rains a lot more than it is right now, we're going to check things out. Right, Spook? Now we're over here at one of my plantings of the Rattlesnake pole beans. And looks like we got some picking to do. Yep. Sure do. Oh yeah. Once this rain gets by us, we'll have to come out and pick. We're still fighting the army worms. You can see one hiding up in there. God. And they have been prolific. Yes, they have. Not to mention the leaf cutter bees. I bet there's another one off in there. Nope, it's one I already got. Because that's something you need to be doing. Is out here walking around in the early morning and again the late evening. See right there, there's another one of those suckers. He's gone. You know, unless you want to spray some type of chemical, that's your best defense. Come out, see where these leaves are rolled over like that? Be smushing. Got another one right there. Because when they're tiny, you can't see them. Yeah, we got a few beans on there. Not a whole lot. They've been struggling in the heat. Of course, my little popcorn planting I did in the pot sort of inspire y'all to do something with the children and grandchildren. It's tasseling. Let's see. Oh yeah, look right there. Got some ears forming. Yeah, buddy. Well, maybe the pollen here will... Oh, look at it right there. There's some silks. You see that? We're going to get some popcorn. Now, the cucumbers, both the Cassandra, which are here on the left, they just can't take the heat. They're basically dying. The dinosaurs are still growing cucumbers, and I'm already 4 cucumbers behind. But I wanted to show you something here before this rain gets me too soaked. Something that happens every time about this year. You see all that stuff right here sort of looks like goo. Well, it's not. And hopefully the camera will focus and show you this. See right there? There's a little bitty hole. Yeah. That's where what we call pickle worm has hatched and bored into that cucumber. Yes, they have. You can see a couple holes in that little tiny one up there. Yep, it's just the way it is. Here again, you got a choice. Now, they don't hurt anything on the plant but the cucumbers, and they have a life cycle, and you can just pick them off. Wouldn't compost them. I'd throw them in a coffee can or some other metal receptacle, and then throw a little bit of something in there, set them on fire. But we come out here and pick all the cucumbers they've bored into, and that's what we do. It's just a way of it. It's part of this time of year. You know, the pest pressure this time of year, midsummer in the south, is extreme. Now look at those tomatoes. Now, y'all saw all those tomatoes lined up on my counter. And I got a pile in the fridge too. I knew even with the few plants I had, I'd have more tomatoes than I needed. But it looks like here I got 4 more that need to be picked. And plenty more coming on. Now I gotta get out here and tie these up. Oh, the Rattlesnake Kentucky Wondercross pole beans. As you can see, you need to be picking these again. And that was on the agenda for this afternoon. But it's now raining, so I'm not going to do it. And here again, you can see these leaves curling up, and you see what's in them. Yep. Army worms. Oh man, got all over my thumb. Another one there. And when they're tiny, you can't hardly notice them. As they get bigger, you'll find them. And that's all you can do. You can come out and smush them, or they'll get to maturity and become the moth. And of course, they'll lay more eggs. And you'll have a whole nother succession of them. Oh, I got way more beans to pick. Lord have mercy. Oh yes, I do. And I still got 3/4 of a big old crock pot to eat up. If this rain will stop, dry things up on these beans, I'll come get them this afternoon. If not, maybe tomorrow. But not everything's going well here. And that's just the way it is this time of year. Now you can fight it, or because I've had a lot of other things going on, you can say enough's enough. And that's why I've said sort of with this here small garden area here, which had the Walton butternuts in, which did not fare well through the heat. And of course it's weedy as all get out. With everything I'm doing with the house, car, you just got to make a decision what you're going to do. Now that okra over there, it's finally coming along fine. Bugs, giving it a break. But the Burpee garden green beans, well, you got to come pick them too. And they still got small ones in there. See? Yeah. Now they've been struggling in this heat. But they've been producing. Not as much as the Rattlesnake Kentucky Wondercross. I'll take everything I can get this time of year. It's not that I need it so much. It's not like I'm going to starve. Let me show you something here. Even though my old butternut squash ain't looking too good, still got a real fine one right there. Yeah. And I'm about to start some new ones for fall. Now, I got time here in the south to get them going on. Just so we need to let the bug pressure pass, and we'll go from there. Raised bed, still got a few carrots. Greek oregano, of course, taking over the world. Thyme, doing the same thing. Of course, my green onions, all nice and green and happy. And then we got those tomatoes we put in here that we don't even know what kind they are. They just came up in worm composting box. Yep, of course we got all kinds of volunteer radishes. And that's fine. Like I said, during this pandemic, take anything we got. And then over here in this pot, where I had transplanted that oregano, of course, it's full of oregano, and it's full of radishes. The only reason the radishes in here, I dropped a few seeds in, I think it was 6 total, to see if the seed was viable before I harvested it. Something I would recommend you doing. Anytime you save seed, you need to check it for viability before you put it up, store it, and depend on it for next year. But there's plenty of greens. Garlic chives. Oh man, they're all green, blowing it out. And there's so many more growing wild here in the backyard. I got all the garlic chives I could ever eat, and about 30 other families. But down here in the truck tire plantings and south side timber fence area, and that, peppers, they doing great. Got plenty of little peppers coming on. Yeah, see some more down in there. Yeah. These right here, the Anaheim, starting to get some of them too, as well as some of the lunchbox back in there. In fact, there's one right there. See it down there? And that cowhorn, these are the cowhorn, which I really like because they're a mild, spicy pepper. Great for fresh eating. Throw you a couple on your plate with some green onions. Whew. Eat them with whatever. They are fine. Not too hot. Not too bland. Just perfect. Of course, lettuce is finished up. Like I say, we've had a lot of problems with our tomatoes over here. And I'm going to show you something. See all the holes? See holes? Yep, birds. They get them. And that's why, once these things start to blush, like that one, you better be bringing it in the house, or the birds will get it. Now these were perfectly fine yesterday. And you can see my birds, which I do appreciate my birds. They've decided they love tomatoes. Lord, between the birds, the squirrels, and the deer, sometimes I wonder if I ever could make anything. Hey, Elrod, man, I'm glad. Oh, there, that's a nice one. Elrod, do you see that tomato right there? My Lord, look at the size of that thing. It's bigger than your head. Yep. What about these here? So I can already tell you, we're going to have to be processing tomatoes, aren't we, Elrod? Ain't no doubt. We better get this one right here while it's getting good. I broke off a limb there, but that ain't no problem. What about this one? Oh yeah. You think it's ready, Elrod? Me too. Yeah. That's fine. But the others, birds got them. It's just way of it. You can get all upset. You can put netting over them. You know, I could have done that. Then got this one, this one. What about this monster? Ooh, Lord, look at that thing. Magoo. Look at that thing. Yep, gotta go in. Get us a bucket. Now I'm gonna have to be making some tomato sauce. I didn't have that planned today, but I sort of knew either tonight or tomorrow night. But I know I've got to shift gears and get that going on tonight. Yep, I hate it, I lost some, but there's more coming on. Yep. And as you saw, all lined up along the back of my counter, I got plenty in the house too. So let me put you all down under the shade and under a carport where y'all won't get wet. And let me get these tomatoes on in. Right, Elrod? Okay, little love buddy. I love you too. Didn't see you yesterday. I'll be right back. Well, gave the kitty crew here a little treat. You know, mid-afternoon treat. You can see Magoo. He's sort of getting selfish. Grabbed hold of that bowl and pulled over there just to himself, away from Cleo and old Spook. And as most of y'all noticed on one of my previous videos, not the last, but the one before that, yeah, unfortunately Cleo's pregnant again, and that's my mistake. You see, I didn't think, I'd always been told that a kitty couldn't get pregnant again while she was nursing. And as most of y'all know, I was waiting for her to finish nursing on old Spooky there before I brought her into the vet. Well, the week that she finally stopped nursing, I could tell she had a little bump there that I was a little bit concerned about, so I talked to a veterinarian technician I know and I asked her. And of course, she confirmed my fears that yes, they could. And she has. So that's not ideal, but we'll deal with it. And we'll see how that goes. It's not that I need any more kitties. You know, I got 4 now. Now 5 when Elrod decided to show up. But it is what it is. You know, it's my own darn fault. I'll know better this time, and I'll get her taken care of a lot sooner than I did this. Try to do this time. But they're all doing fine. Of course, old Magoo there, he's just as feisty and lovable as ever. So is Cleo. And of course, old Spooky here, he's starting to warm up to me. You know, he don't jump anymore when I pet him and touch him. He still ain't too big on me being with him. He will let me pick him up some, won't you, Spooky? Come here. Oh. You come here and say hi to the viewers. Say hi. You know I love you. Now I'm going to put you down and let you have your treat, okay? There you go. As you can see, he don't much like human contact yet, but he's getting better. It all takes time with animals, building up a relationship. But it's sort of like that way with people, isn't it? And I think that's something we've forgotten. It takes time to build up a relationship, get to know not only animals, but the people we allow in our lives. If you're not willing to invest the time, then you should stay by yourself. But they're all doing fine. Of course, as you saw in my last video, cooking up those fine rattlesnake pole beans, old Tricks, doing just fine too. So y'all, went ahead and took those tomatoes on in there before the birds got any more, and that's a shame. You know, I lost, what, 4 or 5, 1 or 2 of them really huge, but that's okay. You got to give some and take some. Birds got to eat too, and they love tomato. Now I could throw a net over them. Of course, I'd have to buy it. It's just more money. You would think with all the kitties, the birds wouldn't come down to that level. Because occasionally, old Magoo here, super hunter, he'll snag him one. He does love fresh, wild game meat. You know, thrush, sparrows, mockingbirds. Yep. But that's just nature of things. I don't let it bother me. But we're over here at the south side driveway planting by the house. Still got a few things going on. We'll take a look at it real quick. Now this of course is our sun sugar cherry tomato. You can see it's getting some blossoms on it there. It ain't formed up no tomatoes. And you know, every day we come out and we tickle it some. You know, did you know tomatoes don't need bees to pollinate? Nope. There's what's known as a perfect flower. Male and female parts right in there. And any vibration, you know, by the wind, will knock that pollen loose from the male to the female. And that's what sets up your tomatoes. And if you're going to tickle them, now you'll see on YouTube people using electric toothbrushes. Oh, they use all kinds of brushes. Well, what I found, what my daddy did, and granddaddy, great granddaddy, you just come out, shake your plants a little bit. There you go. Some commercial growers do it. I used to do it. Sure did. Yep. I'd shake a whole roll of them, because I had them up on wire. And I just grab a hold of that one of the posts with the tractor, and I just shake your booty. Worked fine. Back when I was growing tomatoes commercially, of course that was back during the 80s and 90s, you know, I could get anywhere from 30 to 50 pounds per plant. I made good money selling tomatoes. But that one's looking fine. It's all healthy, no disease. I'm hoping it stays that way. And, you know, I've got a couple of rattlesnake pole beans over here from plants I had left over. And they've just been sort of getting a whole lot of pressure from leaf cutter, bees, and of course, like you saw there, I just smushed another armyworm. Yep, I already smushed this one this morning. That's just part. Oh, you see that one laying out there? See him? Yep, I'm just gonna curl that leaf over. Since he ain't done it yet, I'm gonna smush him too. You gotta stay on top of it, folks. My squash plant's looking beautiful. Ain't had no squash. It's really just putting on male blossoms right now, and some of them have dropped off. I'm going to tell you something about these blossoms. You can eat them. Yes, you surely can. Yeah. And when the males open up, people harvest them and they stuff them with herb and rice. Some of that, what is it, quinoa, or what do they call it? And some with different meats. And they're served in high-end restaurants. But if you ain't never had a squash bone, you might want to try them. Now you can give them a light steaming, or you can give them a quick stir fry. Same thing. That's tasty. But here we got our volunteer we planned, which we think is a volunteer from Parks Whoppers that we had planned up there around the old clothesline pole. And it's got some blossoms showing up. Yeah. Here again, This is what I do. Now it's best to come out and do this early in the morning, for the heat of the day when the pollen's most viable. You can look that up. Just make sure old Mr. Tom ain't steering you wrong in that. Yep. And if you're going to sit here and shake them, you know, I do it for about 10-15 seconds. I make sure. Don't hurt the plant. Can only help the pollination. Okra over here is finally coming along nice. We got through the waves of insects that were chewing on it. Yep, as you can see, not much leaf damage anymore. And that's something you got to do. You know, late spring, early summer through midsummer. Here in the south, we have wave after wave after wave of insect pests. But some, they go through their natural cycle. They lay their eggs, they hatch their young. The young are born, they mature, and they move on. But okra overall is doing nice. My Husky, cherry tomatoes looking nice. I got to get out here also in the morning and throw up something to hold it up. Yep, starting to lay over on me. And I have yet to still see any blossoms on it. No, I lied to you. Look right there. Ooh, yeah. So we'll see. But I mean, the plant looks beautiful. And of course, we'll end it up here at the blueberries. Now I picked these again and put up 4 quarts. Oh, not yesterday, but Friday. And that makes 6 quarts I got in the freezer. And I probably ate a couple gallons. Gave a couple gallons away. I'm probably going to give some of these away to my next door neighbor, Layla. She loves them, eats them every morning with the breakfast. Yep. Still producing. I mean, to me it's almost like during this pandemic, this has been a miracle of God. They just keep coming. Now I had a bumper crop last year. You can go back and look. And a good crop, 2018. This year's got to be 4 times more than those 2 years. Oh. So I'm going to have to pencil that in for tomorrow too. And I can already tell you what's going to be happening Tuesday. Tomorrow is going to be one of those days up with the sunrise, and it's going to be all the way till dark. And that. And part of the reason for that, there's a whole cluster getting right there. Here, y'all. I'm telling you, these are sweet now. Don't let them run down your chin. See, I told you. Aren't those sweet? So, like I said, tomorrow's going to be a busy day. And why is it going to be busy? Well, finally, I got in touch with that tree service. So yes, I know several of you asked that too in some of the last videos. When was the tree service coming? When was I going to get these trees taken care of? No. They were supposed to come by after 4 weeks, but things in their life happened. So I contacted them, I guess, finally got a hold of them Thursday. And they're going to be coming out this Tuesday. Now, that's if the weather holds. Because of Hurricane Hannah, and I forget the name of it, some tropical storm in the Gulf. We've got a lot of rain building. And if it rains a lot, I'm not going to be able to come in the yard with that heavy equipment, because it'll just sink. But hopefully, even though I need the rain really, really bad, hopefully it'll stay dry enough. They can get on in here and get this done. Because that's been holding up so many things here on the property. Getting other garden beds ready, clearing stuff off, getting everything where I want it. Some things put together, like that wonderful garden table and set of chairs that I want to put underneath the oak. And that you just can't do till the tree work gets done. And hopefully we'll get her done starting Tuesday, Wednesday, and that way, should any violent storms come through, we'll be a lot better off than we have been in the past. And I already mentioned Cleo. Yep, she's pregnant again. Oh well, we know better now. We'll be on top of it next time. But lastly, not leastly, I'd like to talk to you about my son James, which I got to see him Friday. Yep. First time in 3 weeks or more. And he looks fine. Feels fine. Everything. He went ahead and picked up some things I was needing. Some of my medications. And some other stuff for me. Because he's still adamant, Daddy, you just call me now. I'm all well and I can go out and get it for you. You don't need to be going out and about and getting with people. But when we were sitting here talking, and now he kept his distance, 6-8 feet away, and he had on a bandana and that, which isn't optimum, but it's more than he's ever worn. So like I said, his attitude's changed. But in discussing it and that, and I wanted to learn more, he's said his symptoms they're all gone. He feels totally fine. I asked him about his roommates. They're the same. And his friends. Now they did have one more friend that did contract COVID-19. Originally it was him, his 2 roommates, and Brian, which made 4. And 2 more of their friends in their close circle became infected. And then a 3rd did. And this was, female and male. James does have a fairly close-knit group of friends. So basically his whole core group of friends became infected. But, in talking to him Friday, they're all doing just fine. Came out of it and are having no problems. All have went and got retested, and all are testing negative now. So, I thank God. I give him all the credit. And then secondly, I give credit to all of y'all out there. Literally thousands of y'all that were so kind and so generous to offer up prayers for not only my son, but his roommates and friends, to come through this and be made well and whole again. And by all that's holy, in God's name they have. And that, and so far as I know, I don't have it. And that, and y'all have prayed for me as well, and the kitty crew, and of course Trixie. You don't know how much I appreciate that and how much it means to me. And I know I pray for so many of y'all, as well as our community as a whole, our nation, and our planet, for all of humanity. Every night, every day, I talk with God. And that. But here again, I can't thank y'all enough for your prayers, your kind comments and thoughts, support from me, the kitty crew, my son, his friends, the channel, and our community that we have here. which, like I've said so many times before, what is even more important than the videos I put out is a lot of times what goes on in the comments below each video, where people are sharing their ideas, their experiences, what they do, they give advice. It's simply amazing. And like always, I read every comment, and I'm just astounded every time I go through them. And it doesn't matter whether it's 200 comments on a video or 700 or 800. All community, the caring, prayers offered up for those in need, for many of you in the community, in our virtual neighborhood. I don't think there's a better bunch of people anywhere on the face of the planet, let alone America. Now, I'm a little biased because, I do love y'all. And that's why I feel even today, I got a lot going on. But I said, I need to take time because I missed a few days again doing a video. Now, I don't know if you noticed, the yard's all mowed up. A lot of it's trimmed up. I still got some picking up to do tomorrow, straightening up before tree service comes on Tuesday. And as you know, just from the walkabout we did, I got some stringing up to do, caging to do. I got some composting to do, and I got some processing to do once I get those beans picked. And you already saw the whole counter full of tomatoes. Then you saw just what I picked today, just off south side timber fence plant. I still got, 2 or 3 of them to go grab out of there off of the clothesline plant. Now I'm going to tell you what, if those things don't weigh a pound or more, or a pound and a half or more, they don't weigh nothing. They were heavy. So I'm going to have plenty of work the next few days. So don't worry. If you don't see me for a day or 2 or 3, just know, I've got life going on. You got to get her done. Just like many of y'all do. And say so in the comment. Lord, my ladies on this channel do more canning, processing, gardening, and preparing than I do. I don't know where they find all the energy or the time. But God bless them for everything they do for themselves and their families. And lastly, I want to say this. This pandemic's far from over. And if you're not prepared now, if you don't have at least a month to 3 months of food, 6 months preferably, you need to be working on that. You need to cut out as many expenses as you possibly can. Save all the money you can and invest it. Invest it in things to get you through what's still coming our way. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be pretty. You take it for whatever it's worth. And that. So y'all, till I see y'all in the next video, because I got to get in and get things started. And it's thundering some more. Starting to sprinkle rain again. So we're going to fire up stoves. Even though it's hot. Heat up the kitchen. And we're going to start processing some tomatoes. Get her done. So y'all take care out there. Stay safe. Take every precaution that you can to protect yourself, your family, and your loved ones, and those you may come in contact with. And like always, may God bless you as you bless others, and blesses you, your family, and your loved ones forevermore. Goodbye for now. Yep, it's starting to darken up there in the west and southwest. Have to go check the radar. Now, I'm sure we got boomers coming in. I heard some out in the distance. Well, Trix was taking a nap. So, I'm going to start getting some tomatoes ready. Later on.